Alright, here is the video review for Transformers Legacy Legacy Evolution, I think is the subline now. Yeah, like just Legacy Evolution, Dinobot, Extreme, Supreme, Surprise, Evolution, Deluxe, Core Class, I don't know, there's all sorts of things. Transformers Legacy Evolution, Core Class, Grimlock, sorry, blah, 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 blah. Here he is. He is a little chunky butt. He is not as ridiculous looking as some of the original pictures made him look, because they didn't have his legs transformed properly. Is bulky, is a little weird. He's tiny for a core class Dinobot, and all of these are in the service of being both a robot and a combiner part on top of dinosaurs. Compromises have been made. So far, I'm having fun with them and enjoying them. Talk of potential Dino King / Monstructor recolors down the line. Probably Dino King first. I would love to see Monstructor in those colors, but it'll probably be Dino King first, which is fine. Curious to see how those turn out. What retools, if any, will be part of it. But like I said, for what they are, I'm enjoying them. But yeah, here he is. Not a whole lot. His head can move up and down. His jaw is one piece. It does not open. His legs are ball jointed. And that's about it for Dino mode. You can rotate his feet, but that's mostly for transformation to bring his hands forward. His arms don't move. There he is. His little peg is hidden in his core up here. Here he is with his current two Dino friends, the first three Wheeljack made. We've seen Swoop and Scar. We still have not seen the Best Boy yet, and that's frustrating me a little, because one, it means he's going to be the last one out, and two, at least just show him to me. Let me see the whole thing together. Show me my Snarl Boy. Anyway, here he is with his comrades so far. Anyway, let's go ahead and transform him. I will go ahead and pop his laser pistol off. It's stubby, but it's there. Just pop the tail off. His legs. There's this groove here in his legs that I'm not sure why it's on this side and not this side. You can see there's a big cutout. I thought it might have been for to put one of the side pieces in his limb mode, because it does fold away, but that is, according to the instructions and everything I've tried, not the case. It's just one side has this big gap in it, the other side does not, and I'm not entirely sure what that's for. Maybe there's a weapon or something, maybe for the Dino King potential repaint plans they have for this. There's a point to it. I don't know. But there is an oddly shaped cutout there. But then you just flip the legs down and unpeg them from each other. The arms, rotate the feet so the robot fists come forward. Lift up his head. Open lift this up. Split the torso pieces like that. And then fold this whole assembly down onto his back. The head flips there. This peg can rotate, so you can fold that down so it's not sticking straight up behind his head. He does still have some pieces up there. These don't, you can fold them down and around, but they still sit a little awkwardly and a little low for where Grimlock's wings generally sit. If you don't like them sticking up, you can get them out of the way, but then you've got an even more awkward hump sitting there behind his head. I kind of just angle him out like that. But it's entirely up to you how you want to do it. And then he can hold his weapon like that. His head does swivel. He's got ball joints at the shoulders. Some wrist swivel. I guess it's more like the whole mid forearm swivel. Does have a waist swivel, ball joint hips, and then ball joint knees. But again, you can see the way those, you can kind of rotate them a little bit up here, but once the leg starts bending, it goes into the gap, and it really doesn't rotate much. But there's Grimlock. And again, not perfect. Has some flaws because of its nature, its smallness and nature of being a three-former triple changer. But yeah, Grimlock. And here he is with his friends here. And again, looking good together. Can't wait to see the whole team all together in all three modes, really. But there's the three we got so far. And of course, he does combine. So let's turn him into a leg. Let's go ahead and take that off. And then that's it. Let's do it here. We're going to bring the legs, we're going to bend forward here like this. We'll lift this up a little bit. These are going to fold back up into their Dino mode position. Actually, want to peg them together first. You also want to make sure this peg flips out first, or just make sure it has the clearance to get out. So flip that out. These, when they peg together like that, and this little tab here will fit into a little slot here on the waist. So just snap that in to lock it. The dyno head comes down like this. This side sits flat like this. And like again, I thought maybe there was a way to fold this into here, but you can see it really doesn't. It covers that hole, but it doesn't actually fit in or interact with it. And even if you try to rotate it into there, it doesn't really fit without popping off. You can do that. There's a little bit of a give there, but I don't know what that slot's for. It's weird. Even if you try to fold that in before the leg was folded, it just doesn't work because all this keeps this from folding in far enough. I don't know. And this one is supposed to flip forward, so it's not, because you see that this peg is offset because he's supposed to specifically be the left leg, and this helps get this so it doesn't stick out like this to interfere with the right leg when you have it all combined. And there are ways you can pose it. And then this piece right here plugs on to the back like that. And that looks more like a foot, really. And maybe there'll be some alternate configurations that have this rotated around like this. We'll actually see one here in a minute. But anyway, so there's his leg mode. And you plug him in to the leg like this. That hinge does function as a knee, so he's got some posability in combined mode. And there he is. You can kind of get him to balance on one leg. However, I mentioned that we could see the other foot in action because I ended up with two of these guys. So if you want to, you can use them both, and you can make them fit. But like I said, this flips out of the way just so it's not bumping against whatever the eventual snarl that's going to go there. But you can attach this here like that. And if you have two Grimlocks just to make them stand more solidly for the time being, you can get at least some visual differentiation by doing that. It also puts the offset pet on the right side so they're not bumping into each other. If you rotate this around to face the same way, it can still stand, but you definitely have to widen the stance to account for it, because otherwise they're bumping into each other even if you flip this this piece up. It makes them a little wide-legged. But if you rotate them around like that, like I said, you get some. This works really well as a foot. You get some visual differentiation, and they're not bumping into each other. So we've seen Scar and Swoop his arms. Snarl will be the other leg over here. I'm really looking forward to seeing all that come together. But you can see now he's got the ball joint at the hip. He's got a hinge knee. There's a thigh swivel because of how that works. So it'll be a semi-posable little combiner. It's slightly smaller than a Voyager. Just grabbing the ones I have here. Here he is with Studio Series Battle Trap. And where'd Tom go? Here we go. Here he is with Legacy Evolution Tarn. So, not quite Voyager size, but makes up for it with some bulk, and also the fact that it breaks down into 5 Dinobots. So yeah, there's Grimlock, the core class Grimlock from Transformers Legacy Evolution. Looking forward to seeing the whole team complete. There are some pictures online that show what he looks like with the arms. Swoops over here and Scars over here. And it's looking good. It's not the most super amazing combiner ever, but it's fun, and I'm looking forward to having it all done. It's certainly, Volcanicus as a whole looks more coherent and cool as a combiner than the combined version from Power of the Primes. So there's that. Also, I really like using Slag as the torso to get that Triceratops head on the chest. A very Predaking-esque look for him. Anyway, core class Grimlock, fun addition to the collection, and can't wait for the rest. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.